Being a single mom is making your own birthday cake on your birthday so that your babies can feel happy they are singing to you. A woman with a beautiful kitchen crying online once again to do what? To garner a little bit of sympathy for people that are truly vulnerable, truly experiencing things. Now, hey, there's nothing wrong with people sharing their emotions, sharing what they're going through online. But when women cry and do it, sometimes there's just some level of manipulation and deceit that you would never think about until you see actual proof.
I sent this video a lot over the last few days. I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids. This is our parent agreement. I have all weekdays and weekends, time sharing with the kids, all at holiday academic breaks. And for her to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that. It's up to over $21,000.
Goddamn.
So she's a mother and
breathe air.
She was then arrested for check fraud, and during that hearing, it turned out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy. And also, she faked cancer in the past. These are scans that she would send and post on her page before. So, to sum it up, this person, for people that follow her or giving her praise and telling her how strong and how, amazing she's doing, well, she's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time. And she doesn't even have a job even. So she just really not someone that other single moms should really be looking towards as for inspiration or anything like that. There are a lot of hardworking single moms out there, and a lot of respect to them. All I just want to say, empathy. She just isn't one of them.
So you see how deceptive this woman is being, how manipulative a woman can be through her own tears, how she can almost finesse the entire world just by crying online and validating a bunch of single mothers with
emotional damage.
Right here we have the evidence of fraud. Image 1, fraud testimony found in court judgment, mortgage payments with $500,000 hit, pledging husband's name without his knowledge or permission to fake cancer in business. If you click here, email from victim about $1 million fraud. Mother expressly acknowledges and agrees that prior to seeking any changes to the parenting plan, the following prerequisites are in the best interests of the children. Mother completed a psychiatric examination and substantial participation in psychiatric, psychological, mental health treatment program. That's all she has to do is take a psychic exam, right? Mother needs to maintain gainful employment for continuous periods of not less than 6 months. So all she needs to do is get a job and take a psych exam. That's it. But she refuses to do that. She will give up her own kids before she has a job. She'd rather scam people. Fear of Fierce is committed to assisting survivors of domestic violence through support services and advocacy, empowering women to stand against fear and embrace their inherent fierceness. Where is your proof that you have been a victim of domestic violence? It doesn't exist, but she'll claim it anyways. Through support and services, advocacy, empowering women to stand against fear, or are they just empowering each other to not hold each other accountable, to use crocodile tears to garner what? Hatred against what? Men, because they're
emotional damage.
They empower their own delusion. She actually responded in this video right here. So let's take a look and see her response, because she took off what she did yesterday. When I was going over the story is she paused all the comments so that she could do some quick PR work and see how she could change this story around. So let's watch.
Hi. I want to first start this video by saying this is not to bring a single bit of hate to Andrew, and I will never do that. I haven't done that on my page before, and I won't do it now, no matter who he is, which has always been the case, because I will never bring the parent of my children down, because that's not okay for them. Putting the things on the internet for...
That's not okay for them, but crying about how you're a single mother, how you're almost a victim of domestic violence or assault cases, you know, garnering women's sympathy when you haven't gone through these things, but you're getting paid for it because we don't know where this charitable donation is actually going to.
I want to created websites, TikToks, essentially everything since I left him. I think that is probably the Scientologist aspect of his life. If you go on the website, there's actually Scientologist links that he's added there. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but getting out of a Scientologist mindset in a relationship is not a good thing and not an easy thing. Andrew is extremely abusive and has always been extremely abusive. Laying low or staying under is essentially what I have felt a lot of years was the right thing for me to do. He told me the morning that he posted the video, if I deleted my social media, he would not do what he's doing. Would not destroy my life. He says that he will not take them down unless I'm off social media. So yesterday, I deleted social media to try to limit access to problems. I have been so mentally not okay since that happened.
No, she didn't.
But in the state of Florida, whoever makes the most, well, first I'll start by the custody, okay, because that's what we're all talking about. I see my children. I see all my children. I don't not see my children. I'm the one who hosts their birthday parties. I'm the one who puts them to bed. I'm the one who does everything until he pulls them away. And the reason by that is the agreement that you guys have seen online is when I first left him out of abuse, I had no resources, no money, nothing. He was a doctor.
Emotional,
and he said, if you sign these papers, nothing will change on when you see them, and I will not ruin your life. I will leave you alone. And so I did. In a mentally bad state of abuse and wanting it to stop. He was never hurting them. I stand by that. Mentally, he's not doing great things to them in terms of the stuff he says, but he will never hurt them. He has never hurt them. He will never hurt them. So I never, and I was still seeing them always, even now. He's portraying this on there, but even now. This whole thing started on Friday, which was the weekend of my birthday. I went to my daughter's, the ones pictured in the videos, their dance recital. And I feel like I'm all over the place, but I didn't write this down because I wanted it to come from the heart and not like a script. On Friday, the dance.
These are demons.
Afterwards, 4 of my girlfriends asked for me to go to dinner for my birthday. It was a late dinner, 9 o'clock, and I said to him after the dance recital, I'm going to go to the dinner, but I'm still free for the rest of the weekend for the girls. No problem. He said, no, you made the decision to go to dinner. You will not see them on your birthday. You will not see them any other, which actually in turn came to why I was so upset on my actual, but I did. But also he's a doctor. He owned a practice, an eye clinic, and he essentially runs all his bills through his business, which is fine. But then he pays himself $350, $400 to turn that in as his financial affidavits, which essentially means he makes no money. I also want to point out, you may think I'm whatever you're saying about me on the internet, but there are other women that have filed restraining orders against him.
Why is she not referencing any of this? I just want that to be clear.
Him, and if anyone took the time to go look him up as well, that's what you would see. Instead, you see everything you've looked me up, which is essentially coming from one man who is out to destroy my life. That is in the nature of being a Scientologist. That is what they do. And if you know anything about them, you would know that.
So then address the allegations, right? Address the allegations. Address the court documents. Show some proof in court records, right? Eviction filings in Clearwater, Coral Water Street, Clearwater Street, Tapron Springs. Clear your name on the cancer. Clear your name on the $1 million fraud. At least address it, right? Address the psychic evaluation forms. Like, don't just go over it like these things don't exist. Like, these aren't actual court filings against you, right? I'm not going to sit here and say she's guilty, right? This has already been proven. This is done. This is done. The cancer stuff, the $1 million stuff, we can leave that for, okay, she's innocent. Doesn't look good. Could be used against you to ruin your life. Fair enough. Fair enough. But why are you just blatantly avoiding everything else? Why are you blaming Scientology? And why are you blaming him? You're claiming him to be abusive? What part of anything that she said was actually abusive? You decided, you had a date with your kids and you decided to go out with your friends. Does he know your friends? How does he know the kids are going to be safe with your friends? He has full custody of the children. He gets to make these decisions. You have to work with him, not against him. But you don't care. You just see, I'm a victim.
I'm not a perfect person, not even a little. I would never say that. I'm not a perfect mom. I hope like no one would say they're a perfect mom. When I got divorced, definitely when I left my husband, I was out drinking, or I was going through it. I mean, I felt like I was literally trapped in an abusive marriage for 6 years.
What did he do? Did he hit you? That man does not look like he's capable of hitting you. Are you going to make that allegation? Probably not, because you have been caught time and time again for lying and scamming people online. You claim to have had cancer, stage 4.
He never stopped, obviously, because now he's getting a lot of attention.
The truth prevails. The truth prevails.
I don't need anyone feeling sorry for me. That's the thing. I cried on my birthday, and that was like the most like...
So then why cry and post it on TikTok if you don't need the validation from people online to donate you so that you keep funding your lifestyle while you're unemployed? Things don't add up, lady.
Breathe air.
Sad thing, I was devastated because he wouldn't allow my daughters to come over, even though he... None of that is the point of this. The point is that I have tried for 3 years to not expose him on the internet, to not talk about who he is, because as a mother, that is the right thing to do. My family, my friends, anyone in my life has said, Elizabeth, you have to come forward with what is happening because he can't keep doing.
Wait, family and friends, known associates. Trisha, the mom, civil collection case, small claim case, civil collection case. Not that she's guilty. Why does she have all these cases under her name? Not a good sign here. Charity Techner box, sister, evictions case, small claims, civil tort case. These are the people that could possibly be, and again, this is assumption, not be taking accountability for their own actions and essentially screwing other people the same way you screwed people. So the people you surround yourself with, you're kind of doing what they do, but you're doing it online through TikTok.
To you, and I have always said, I don't care what he does to me. What I care about is my children. Since I have been 16 years old and I became a mother, I have devoted my life and my time to being a mom. Does that mean that I haven't went out with my friends or done stupid things? Yes. But there has never been a time my children have been unsafe in my care. I've never hurt my children. I have never put my children in any situation of danger. While leaving my ex-husband, a year before that, I went into what is medically called psychosis from extreme trauma. And he has essentially every single person in my life turned them against me. Every relationship that I haven't remotely tried to be in, every friendship that I've tried to have, he contacts everyone. He's had this page up for 3 years because I was on social media a couple of years ago just posting for fun. And if anyone even
posting for fun, you're posting about how you're happy that you're a single mother because you got out of a traumatic relationship. Like, you're the one that threw the first stone. You're embarrassing your husband online. You can have your page. Why do you have to cry online for people to get validation from them? Again, to fund the lifestyle so you don't have to have a job.
I have a million texts where I've went to post my girls in my videos that are like my daily videos, and he says, delete them now. Delete the girls off your page right now. So I do, because unless you've been in the situation of someone with abuse, mental, physical, it does not matter. You don't even understand what comes along with that.
See, this is the problem with women saying abuse, mental, physical. What did he do? Did he try to set you straight? Did he try to tell you, Elizabeth, stop acting the way in which you're acting? It's not good for the family. Then you blatantly ignore him. You resent him. You create him into a victim. And then you say, oh, he's been abusive my whole life. This is why I left him, because he's a Scientologist. She can't even explain what exactly he did that was abusive. The dude is so soft-spoken. He's chubby around the corners. You may not respect him, but what did he do that was abusive? What can you actually prove? Look, women believe these crocodile tears so much that they immediately run to the comment section and they say, his screen name is reinventing Elizabeth. I think that shows right there how crazy he is. What the?
Breathe air.
Trust me, we see right through a narcissist. A real man would encourage a healthy relationship with your children, but he can't, so he's busy destroying their mother. Well, he's just claiming the facts. Why are these women scared of the facts? Who made the decisions to do all these things? It's the mother. The mother chose to do this, and therefore he's just setting the record straight. Why? Because this is being put to light in front of thousands of people, now millions watching it. We live in a system where it's very rare where you'll see the man get full custody of the kids, because the man has to overwhelmingly prove that the wife is not capable of holding the children. We've seen what she has to do in order to get custody back of her children. She won't take a psych case. She won't sit here and get a job. Why isn't she doing any of those things?
This is their plan, people. These are demons.
And sometimes being quiet is the best thing to do. Again, I will not get on the internet and air my business.
I won't get on the internet or my business. This is the next video.
These are messages from last night and today.
I won't get on the internet and air my business. You cannot believe this woman at any turn. She just said it in her last video, and nobody will hold her accountable. Nobody will hold her accountable.
These are messages.
He wants to call so there isn't any saved messages. If he calls, record it with another phone or tablet camera if you can. Yeah. Look, women giving each other the absolute worst advice. We've seen this on the whole Fresh and Daisy situation, where this woman recorded Fresh for an abortion that she was getting. You can't do that if both parties don't consent. This is why women like Jasmine Green gave other women terrible advice, the worst kind of advice. If you want to speak to him in a recorded call, let him know. That way you don't face possible actions or criminal actions for your stupidity. He had receipts. This woman has no receipts, and people on TikTok are so dumbfounded and small-minded, they can't see through the actual evidence.
I put my face at the top so I can block out the girl's personal information, but this is another girl that put a restraining order against him, I think a couple of years before we got married, for chasing her around the table with a knife. It did end up getting, after they went to court, it ended up getting declined because she did not have a lawyer, and he did, and he ended up winning, which is typically how he wins everything is the girls that he gets are young girls. He's older, gets young girls, and then he has way more money and is able.
Okay, so again, he's older, he's younger, boom. She's using all the same feminist talking points about why a man is a terrible human being. Meanwhile, he's not found guilty in court. He's not guilty, but he's still guilty because of this and this and this reason, right? Things that you cannot overwhelmingly prove. So you change the narrative, you manipulate it, you use your crocodile tears, you use your feminist talking points to do what? To garner more sympathy. You just said, I'm not gonna air out my public information. And what are you doing? You're airing out the public information, right? You said, I'm not gonna talk down about my husband, but you're calling him abusive, and then you're bringing up things that he's been found non-guilty on, to prove that he's guilty. Like, that's ridiculous. But okay, we'll see your point.
End up destroying them in court. I am not going to say anything else about it anymore. I'm going to get off the phone and not deal with this. I haven't shared about him in years. Like, in all the years I've been on social media, I've not been sharing about him. I had to get on here today to defend myself, and I'm not even going to keep these videos up for a long time because it's not the right thing to do. I have always said that's not the right thing to do, no matter who has told me to do it, no matter how long he's been doing this to me. It's not the right thing to do.
Well, what can you ultimately take from this, right? This is the level of manipulation that women can go through to garner sympathy online, right? This is the exact reason why men are scared to get married, because this woman, she doesn't look like a terrible woman at face value, right? But the decisions she's made, look at the car she's in.
I have not.
No job. She can afford a car with brown leather seats. There's a lot about Elizabeth that we don't know. But what we do know is she can get her nails done. What we do know is she's got a charity. Where is this money going to? Female empowerment. What we do know is she's got court case after court case on her about $1 million frauds, faking cancer, posts that she's made online. We know that women online are validating her experience because they also have
Emotional damage.
they fuel their own delusion. It's sad to see. Men have to really think about, hey, this is what I can be going through long term with a woman here in the United States. Thank God this guy put himself in a better position to do what? To expose the lies that Elizabeth is telling. How? By preparing himself, by being organized. You don't have to sit here and record every conversation. You don't even have to air any of this online. But you should keep files to defend yourself in court if it goes to court. You don't want to make these things public. If you're a man or woman and you're dealing with things, deal with it offline. If you're a man that wants to get married, well, think twice, think 3 times about how things may go later on down the future. This is the worst case scenario that can happen to a man when it comes to his wife going online, virtue signaling to weak women. But also, best case scenario that can happen to you when she has been founded for fraud. Exceptional circumstances can be made for men that do prepare themselves. Don't forget, guys, if I provided you with any sort of value, entertainment, right, or something that you could actually apply to your life, drop a like on the video, all right, or subscribe.
Jesus.